Long ago, when the world was bright and full of stories, an evil wizard gained the power to touch the face of God. Narrativa, goddess of stories and weaver of our world, banished him to the void, but not before he stole a piece of her divine essence. With this newfound power, the wizard lay a dread curse upon all the world, the Glyph Purge, which struck from the minds of all mortals the knowledge of how to read and write. Now, all that stand between the Isle of Meotia and an age of endless ignorance are the bards, who tell stories of distant lands, exotic creatures, and brave heroes. This is one such tale.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the, maybe not the latest, but certainly still the greatest D&D podcast to hit the internet airwaves, Challenge Rating 0. I am Sam, the Dungeon Master, and I am joined as always, whether I like it or not, by my longtime friends and adventuring companions.
Hello.
You like it.
Don't tell me how to... yeah, I do. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's my turn to talk. Hello, I'm Brian, and I play Hektor the Gatekeeper.
I'm Beth, and I play Rilla Longshadow, and also I have a cold, so sorry about that.
I think we can forgive you. I don't know if our listeners will, and I don't expect them to. Last but not least, we have the man who calls himself Michael, but who we will just not stop calling Parker. Michael Parker playing the Druid Zurabak. Say hi, Parker.
Hi, Parker.
Cool. How's everybody's week? Is everybody doing good?
What about Michelle?
Michelle, what?
See, I was going to be...
We'd have to buy him a beret. Like,
I think it was...
Michelle.
If I was female, it was going to be Rebecca, I
Je
think.
suis
I
Michelle.
don't like that.
I don't think I'm a good Rebecca.
You were going to be a Rebecca?
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
You do not strike me as a Rebecca
Or
whatsoever.
a Becca.
At least I think it was Rebecca. I'm not sure. That was many
Certainly
moons
doesn't have
ago.
the good hair.
I do not know.
Oh, Brian. All right, so...
I mean, on a girl, a redhead is a little bit more appealing. Like, maybe that would help if we were Becca, the redhead.
I mean,
that
what-
just sounds awful.
If we're asking if I would date a redheaded Becca, and I think that's what we were all asking, then yeah, I absolutely would. Maybe not that particular one, hypothetically. That we've played this game before. I mean, not on mic because that's weird. But
The
like,
gender flipping?
oh yeah, the gender swap.
Yeah.
For the listeners at home, we one time because we were bored just invented a gender swap universe. Where we were all just the opposite gender, and boy, did we have fun.
Mostly talk about our types if we were to date the opposite gender.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'd be dating a bass player.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I have a type.
Yeah. And I'd be dating rail thin models.
Yeah.
Because I have a type.
Your husband is so thin and so pretty.
And
So
tall.
pretty.
So tall.
Yeah.
But anyway, so everybody doing good? We ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
Okay.
Not anymore. Yeah, it's just kind of left me.
I'm a little dragoned out after Kesk.
Well, it's not gonna be all dragons all the time for the rest of the campaign. Kesk the Wingless is out there somewhere, and
Should have been legless, too.
He's just. You made your opinions very clear on that.
I was hungry.
Yeah,
He's not a dragon anymore. Just a big-ass lizard.
I mean that's
That's still pretty horrifying, actually.
Yeah,
No, it's not great.
I mean, you could still produce dragon offspring that could hunt us down, but that's a long, long con, and we'll be
yeah.
fine.
Maybe hunt you down,
me,
you fucking
I'll
elf.
live. Yeah.
Hektor will be dead 5 times by then. My spawn shall just... Oh, shit. Natural causes. Right. He could just wait you guys out. I didn't even think about that.
I should have been a monk.
All right. So, when last we left our heroes, Hektor, Rilla, and Zurabak, along with their bard companion, Sebastian Weaver, had just left the village of Bramble for the last time. Congratulations, you guys. We're finally getting out of the Briar Marsh. And I
Thank
could
you.
not be more thankful. I'm sure Zurabak's not super happy about that.
At all.
So, we join our heroes currently on the road north from Bramble, heading upward to the imposing and towering mountain range known as the Gate, the homeland of the Gatekeeper clan, including Hektor and his brood. You guys are just on the outskirts of Bramble, traveling with Sebastian and his enormous Wagon of Wonders, his 20-foot long bard's wagon, colorfully painted and drawn by a team of 4 horses.
abomination.
Not ponies.
No, not ponies. Straight up horses.
Okay.
That's an interesting thing you noticed about Sebastian's wagon is it doesn't look like it's over. Some of the furniture and shit you've seen inside is definitely sized for a gnome, but the overall wagon, like you guys, there's more than enough room for you guys to like chill inside this thing. Which brings to my first question. So you all in this crisp morning air, or no, it was the afternoon when you guys were leaving Bramble.
Yeah, it was afternoon.
Somebody had
In
to
this-
get drunk first.
Right.
They didn't guard their supplies well enough,
They
and
sure
a wild
didn't.
animal got in.
Yeah. So Zurabak, before you guys left Bramble, Zurabak got drunk while Hektor and Rilla respectfully listened to Sebastian regale the town of Bramble with the tale of your dragon exploits. Zurabak got shitty drunk. And that brings me to my first question. So you guys are traveling along with your bard companion on the road north heading up to the gate. I'm curious where you guys travel. Like, what is your guys' stuff? You, I assume, don't have mounts. I don't think that's in anybody's inventory. Hasn't come up yet. There is plenty of room on the wagon. I'm just curious for my own mental picture where you guys are at when you guys are traveling. Sebastian's up on the in the pilot's chair. That's not what you call it on a wagon. He's up on the buckboard. Just with the
Is
reins
that
in
what it's
hand.
called?
It's something. He's driving it. Is my
He
point.
has the reins.
He has the reins.
There you go.
Thank you, Brian. So Sebastian has the reins. He's piloting this gigantic monstrosity with its team of 4 horses. Where are you guys at?
On the side or behind.
I'm on
Walking?
top.
Are you
Walking.
You're hoofing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have previously
Stumbling greatly.
I have previously expressed that it is slow enough that you can walk alongside.
I'm on
so that's
top of the
totally fine.
carriage.
Fantastic. You are on the roof of this thing,
Yep.
just chilling. Are you like Teen Wolf surfing up there? Are we cross-legged meditating?
I was thinking more like cross-legged, but also kind of keeping an eye out.
Oh, absolutely. You're in the crow's nest.
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, just
Hector?
being aloof and elf-like, you know.
So haughty on your
So
ivory
mysterious.
Yes.
I am also walking and making my rounds as to where I'm walking in relation to the carriage so I can talk to everybody.
Tower. Okay. So you're just flitting around like a little hummingbird from
Yeah.
character to
Do
character.
we all
okay.
get equal amounts of Hector time?
Yes.
Okay.
It's important. You got to get your vitamin H. So you all are, I don't know how many times I've said it, heading north.
Hey, buddy, are you stumbling?
Yes, it seems Zurabak had quite a few drinks before we left the town of Bramble. He seems a little out of sorts.
I squint at him real hard.
Well, now he seems better. I'll just stay up here then. Yeah. As you guys travel, the horribly spiky and damp swampland starts to give way to hills and then crags and then giant masses of boulders, and the terrain around you starts to sharply incline as you guys make your way upward towards the gate.
And you see, that's the boulder where we let off travelers after we escort them to the border of the gates. We call that the Boulder Gate. The
Heck-
gate boulder.
Hector, my
It's
dear
not-
friend, with all due respect, it seems you refer to everything as a gate. I don't know if that's technically true.
Do you go to the bathroom gate?
I have peed on a gate before.
Do you eat off
Does
of
that count?
Do you eat off of dinner gates?
I don't understand what you are saying to me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I call gates gates.
Okay.
But, okay. Fine.
So, so as Hector starts pointing out the
Rock gates.
yes, the lovely sites and landmarks. Now that we're closing in on his territory, you guys make your way up a particularly high hill, and Sebastian takes a moment to look behind him, peeking over the side of the wagon, and just look. And you all turn to see what he's staring at, and you see the entirety of the Briar Marsh laid out before you. You've made it to the outskirts. You're like halfway between the marsh and the mountains, and you're just high enough that all of this spiky, green, blackened swampland is just stretched out for miles and miles behind you, and he says, "Oh, well, it's been incredibly unpleasant, but Yep. Zurabak, are you going to be okay now that we're leaving your native soil?" All right. Well, hopefully we'll get an answer when he sobers up. Or should we keep him intoxicated? That might be...
Sounds expensive, though.
That's true. I'm running out of spirits.
Oh, we'll have plenty of spirits once we get up to Giant's Rest.
Well, that's a good point. A far more jovial sort up in Giant's Rest. It's rather large, though.
And now that you're out of the swamp, all you have to deal with is incredibly long falls and occasional avalanches and the various monsters that roam these mountains.
Of course, yes.
Zurabak leans in a bit at the sound of horrible deaths and gives you the go on eyes.
Yes, I
The
suppose.
seductive eyes.
I suppose it would be nice to know beforehand what dangers we face. I was pretty well guarded when I made my way through the gate previously.
I'll say one thing, the goats are really mean around here.
Okay, I'll be sure to make note of the...
How
Goats?
mean.
I don't know if we should answer that. He's getting too into it.
You mean.
Oh, my
Zurabak
heavens.
nods his head in approval.
Is there a shortcut, perhaps, around the...
This is the shortcut.
Oh, right. Yes, the gate. Yes, that's why it's called that, isn't it? The monsters? What's... I'm aware of the falls. The monsters? What monsters?
A lot of orcs.
Okay. Well, that's not fun.
Seen a troll or two in my time.
Oh, heavens. See, Sebastian's starting to get faint. Nervously. puts
Show
on-
me
Lions.
to these goats.
Just as you say that, night falls around you. And an army
Night is very sudden around here.
it kind of jumps on you. No, you guys have been traveling for hours and hours. Just now getting out of the lowlands of the Briar Marsh and getting up into the outskirts of the gate. These mountains tower above you. Their lofty spires hidden in snow-capped peaks. And night falls upon you surprisingly quickly. You guys make camp, chill out, set the watch. I think the watch was officially, what was it? Hektor, then Zurabak, then Rilla, right? That's what we had it last time.
Sure, that works
Yeah, I
for
don't
me.
remember, but I'm like, that's fine.
Oh, as the dungeon master, trust me, I remember. We had a whole conversation about it, and then nothing came of it because I attacked you before you went to sleep. That's what's going to happen this time. I'm just kidding. You guys go to bed and you wake up and it's totally cool. But the next day, you awaken to find a chill thick in the air. You all wake up and you can see your breath in front of your faces as a chill wind cuts through your tents and your clothing. Hektor, thanks to your magical boots, the gift you were given from Gator, you are completely unaffected by this, as the Endure Element spell keeps you from being negatively infected by weather at all. Affected. Did I say infected? Negatively affected. Whoops. But Rilla and Zurabak, you guys are a little chilly. Zurabak, how do you... I may be being a little too granular about this, but like, how do you feel about cold and shit? How do you feel? It's frosty.
Snake doesn't like it.
No, Snake doesn't like it at all, I bet.
Yeah, he's moving all slow.
Yeah, Snake is like crept into your vest and he's just like coiled around your chest a little bit, just trying to steal some of your warmth. So you guys get a good night's sleep, and
On the other hand, Rutherford loves it. Loves it so much.
Is this like... It's oddly cold, or it's just... This is...
it's just chilly because you're getting higher up in the mountains.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. It's not. No, it's not. It's not a freakish weather occurrence.
Fight it. I'll fight the
I don't
weather
know.
right now.
Roll fucking survival check. You want to be a fucking meteorologist over there, Hektor? Why don't you roll some dice?
I mean, okay. 22.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
you're
it's
high.
fine.
You're high up. The air is thin. It's chilly. So as you guys are breaking camp, Hektor, you hear. What's up?
He said he destroyed the camp.
Jesus Christ! I draw my maul.
I don't just break the camp. I decimate it.
I'm just seeing like
None shall know we were ever
Sebastian
here.
crying with a broken caravan.
That's not what it means.
And Zurabak just smiling in the background.
Like that small child in the meme who's grinning at the burning house.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That works.
Oh yeah, there's nothing in an audio format like describing memes. You're welcome, listeners. Ooh, that's quality content. So as you guys wake up the next morning and start breaking camp, Hektor, you hear a very familiar voice call out, "Hey, who's out there? You're coming on the outskirts of Gatekeeper territory. You better present yourself."
It is we, a pack of wild goats.
Wild goats don't talk, stupid. You can't fool me. Wait, shit. Hektor, is that you?
I have returned, young brother.
Yeah, and just like that, a familiar face pops out from behind a tall crag a little up the road, and you see Cedric, your brother, pop out.
Just turn back to everyone and whisper, he's the worst one.
How many teeth is he missing? Are he missing? I mean, is our
He sounds very weak.
there's a lot.
I do not
there's a lot of
whisper.
spittle
I know you don't.
happening. Is he like permanently missing a tooth or
It's just-
seven?
he's got a lisp. Let
Okay.
him.
Okay.
That's not why he's the worst one.
Hector, what are you doing back here so soon? After all the trouble we went to sneak you out of the house, like, you're circling back around with this group of folks? Who are these folks anyway? They look strange.
They are indeed, but they are, I promise you, my dearest friends.
Uh-huh.
Zurabak shakes his head behind him.
Just like Book is your dearest friend and everyone else in town is your dearest friend.
Yes, how is everyone?
Everyone's fine. They're a little. Well, I mean, Dad's still pissed. He's still super pissed. He barely let you leave, so he's super not happy about that. He's actually a little sick. He came down with something just pretty shortly after you left. So, but Mom's taking care of him. It seems to be fine, but he's been in bed for the past couple days. What are you doing back here? Calvin and Claude and I kind of broke our backs to convince Dad to let you to leave.
I'm not sure if you're aware of how this continent works, young brother, but there is nothing but swamp that way. We had some work to do down there. I fought a dragon.
Right.
And now it's time
Right,
to travel the other way.
Okay, Hector. I'm so sure you fought a
It
dragon.
tasted delicious.
You want to see its tooth? I say, and I pull one out because I have one.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is that an elf?
This little racist son of a bitch. He is the worst one.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean anything by it. This is like the first time I think I've seen an elf. You are an elf, right? Because the ears?
Tell him no.
Yeah, cause the ears.
I'm
Yes.
Ma'am, I apologize. You know what? You're right. Your potential customers, I apologize. Let me try this again. Welcome, fair travelers, to the outskirts of the Gatekeeper clan. My name is Cedric, Keeper of the Gates, and it is my hallowed honor to escort you through our territory safely. Do you bring tribute to the Gatekeeper clan for this sacred duty?
No.
No.
I mean, Hector, you gonna help me out here? Like, what's the deal?
I am but a humble traveler. Escort me, please.
Thank you. There's ritual, okay? Jesus.
Show me where the goats are.
The goat. Did you tell him about the goats?
They needed to know.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Come on. Let's go. Well, I think I may have a way. Look, here's the deal. I'll take you and your new friends through the outskirts of town, but I don't think it's a good idea for you to go all the way back to the top side of Giant's Rest. Dad's still pretty fucking pissed.
You have told me that my father is sick and you want me not to visit him while I'm here.
I think your father wants you not to visit him while you're here.
Goats.
Okay, just come on. And Cedric turns on a heel. And
Have you ever seen a goat? Is that what the fascination is? You lived in a swamp.
They sound very mean.
Okay.
Do you know what a goat is?
No.
So Cedric turns on a heel and starts marching his way up the trail leading into the mountains. It is the only trail that you can see for miles around, and it leads up to a deep cleft wedged directly in the middle of this mountain range. It is the only break in this gigantic chain, this rock wall that looms in your vision. And after a couple hours and some fairly intense climbing, the roads here are well maintained, and you pass a few other members of the Gatekeeper clan as you make your way up into the high country. The roads are well maintained. They're pretty smooth, and you can tell they're made to accommodate vehicles like Sebastian's wagon. He breathes a heavy sigh of relief. Oh, finally. Roads, civilization, space to move around, people that aren't trying to constantly murder me at every turn. I couldn't be more relieved.
Very disappointing.
The
You
ground
see
salad
that spot
too.
right over there, Sebastian?
Yes.
That's where Dirk had his head smashed in by a boulder.
Okay, well,
Let us proceed.
Is that a fun story?
I've gained more respect for your homeland, Hektor.
Cautionary tale.
Yeah,
Always be wary of boulders and goats.
Sebastian keeps his head
I am
craned.
very wary for the goats.
Sebastian crans his head up, and he just keeps his head on a swivel for the whole rest of the time you're walking
So what
through
do
here.
you think a goat looks like? Please describe it to me. What's going on in your head? What's a goat?
Something very mean.
Uh-huh. But what image does it call to mind?
Something very mean.
Rilla, I can see what you're doing there, but I don't think we're going to get much more out of old Zurabak. I don't think he has the poet soul. More of a grim, bloodthirsty void of destruction and meanness.
Yep.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
So after a few hours of walking, you really start to see the infrastructure that's built into this pass. There are bits of ancient ruins that you start to see as you make your way higher up into the mountains. There are the remnants of enormous pillars, seemingly sculpted by hands that are far larger than any mere mortal. You see bits of tumbled down buildings and outposts, these just gigantic structures, half collapsed. And you also see there are parts of this road where it looks like the mountain was literally cut into. You go down some of these paths, and the road is like 30 feet wide in some places, and it looks like the mountain was literally carved smooth. You're walking along a road that is staffed by many members of this Gatekeeper clan, all of whom salute Hektor, but kind of on the sly. They kind of give you a minor, fist to the chest, but then get right back to attention, monitoring the hills and cliffs all around you, but there are huge, smooth, shorn walls covered in script that, of course, you are unable to read, but these enormous glyphs and runes just etched into the walls of the mountains. Sebastian looks up at these and says, It's exactly this kind of thing that we're fighting for. Who knows what knowledge, what iconography, what names, what legends could be emblazoned on these walls. It's such a shame.
When we were kids, we used to pretend we would read a story off the wall and pretend like we knew what it could say.
Oh, that sounds like a lovely game. These were crafted by giants, right? The giants that used to call this place home?
I reach my hand up as if to carve into the wall, just as to show how high up that goes.
Yes. Right, yes, well,
I think it was giants.
I suppose that is self-explanatory. My apologies. So, Cedric, you're Hector's brother. I don't think we got a chance to talk that much. How are things? What's any news? Anything interesting going on in Giant's Rest? Well, I mean, besides Dad being sick, I mean, Kent's being a real asshole. Kent's just running around flexing his biceps, trying to pretend like he owns the place. So that's annoying. Oh yeah, there was also the avalanche, a pretty big one. They've been cleaning that out for the past week. The main pass is, it's shut down. So that's gonna be a problem. You guys are heading north, right?
That is correct.
Where are you guys headed? Just out of curiosity, what were you doing in the swamps?
Swamp things.
Okay, this one scares the heck out of me. Does he have a skull painted on his face?
That's just what his face looks like.
That's just what his face looks like?
He is the king of the shocker lizards. You want to show some reverence to him.
I miss my people.
Your brother Cedric, actually, to his credit and the professionalism of the Gatekeeper clan, says, "Forgive me, my liege. You will find nothing but safe transit through our gates, O Lord of the Shocker Lizards. Long may you reign." Tickle myself with that one, sorry.
He has improved in my eyes.
You're welcome.
But yeah, Kent is heading up the clearing of the main pass. We had a really bad avalanche. Some Grimlocks were running around causing all kinds of ruckus. I don't know what stirred them up, but the whole wall of rock came down and cluttered up the main pass. We've been kind of at a standstill. That's why I was on the outskirts. There's not much work to do guiding people, and as he finishes explaining that, you start to see the beginning of the main road, the main thoroughfare, the main pass through these mountains. The street broadens out, and you see the immensity of what is known as the gate. You're still pretty far from the actual, giant carved stone walls of the actual opening and closing gate of Giant's Rest, but you see a broad stone street, stone road, I should say, 60 feet across, that is carved like a perfectly straight line directly through this mountain range. There are sheer walls that raise farther than you can fucking see on either side of you. It's like you're traveling through a tunnel. The mountains are so high on either side of you. You're thrust into shadow, but there is a line just incredibly long of merchants. There you see caravans filled with goods heading north. Just countless wagons, carts, some traders, just a bunch of people just stacked up, lined up, waiting to get through. It's been quite the traffic jam. We've been working double shifts to try to get it cleared out. It's just a whole lot. If you guys are I mean, willing to wait. And Sebastian says, "Oh no, waiting's not really something I'm interested in. Is there any other way through?" Well, Cedric looks at you, Hektor, and says, "Well, I mean, Hektor, if you think you can manage it, I mean, we could always take him through the high pass."
That's where the goats live.
Yeah, amongst other things, the high pass is kind of it's treacherous. It's less well patrolled. It's way higher up in the mountains. It's sort of the backup pass. But there's another caravan that's trying to get through really quickly. They're not willing to wait. So if maybe if you wanted to travel with them, get help this merchant caravan through as well. She seems like a very nice lady. Her and her people are trying to get on the express route as well. If you're gonna go up through the high pass, you may as well take her with you.
I may be currently wandering, but I will always be a gatekeeper. I would gladly help escort another through the more treacherous areas. I would like to see the avalanche aftermath for myself, however.
Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to get that barge wagon around all this traffic. If you want to, if you want to come up with me, we could go take a look at it real quick. If you have to poke your nose in.
Indeed, I do. Would you guys like to come look at rocks with me?
Will there be goats?
There might be.
Yes.
Sure.
And I just start walking off before you start leading.
Specifically before you start leading.
I catch up and point him in the correct direction.
Yeah. Yeah, Zurabak, you start walking directly into like a rock wall, and it's like, no, this way. Oh, right, the road. Roads! That's the thing I'm going to have to get used to now, is roads. Zurabak just starts scaling some rocks. It's this way, right? Where the wild shit is? So yeah, Sebastian says, well...
I make my own paths.
Sebastian says, well, I'll just wait here then. Could someone show me to the beginnings of the high pass? Or Cedric looks over and shows, yeah, someone can... Hey, could someone help this guy? He's on a suicide mission to the high pass. What?
Be back soon, Sebastian. Bye.
So you guys head on up. You walk past a very long line of prospective travelers through the gates. There are gatekeepers, the burly barbarian tribe, men and women, just strapped to the nine hells. And
these goats must be mighty to warrant such equipment.
How do you know those aren't the goats?
Because they look like him.
Maybe he's a goat.
Damn.
Zurabak
twist.
squints real hard at Hektor.
Oh shit! Plot twist, y'all.
I squint back.
No. Not mean enough.
Not by half.
Maybe he's the runt.
I can only hope.
Everyone we pass and say, good morning, official gatekeeper business. Good morning, official gatekeeper business.
Oh, absolutely.
Good morning, official gatekeeper
I squint
business.
at every single one of them.
Yeah, no one. No one gives you guys any shit. A couple people seem a little pissed that you guys seem to be jumping the line, but as soon as Hektor, flashes his pearly whites, and they see that he's obviously one of these, hulking barbarians walking around with a deep V and a giant weapon, they let you guys pass no problem. Yeah, you guys see a bunch of fellow mountain men. All of the gatekeepers seem very burly. They're wearing like fur-lined armor and boots, and they all have throwing axes. All of them have at least 3 throwing axes strapped to their belt. It seems to be like the one almost signifier of their tribe. And they all, keep saluting Hektor on the down low as you guys make your way through. After about like an hour of walking, of passing just carts, wagons, just pissed off people all uneasily shifting back and forth and impatiently waiting for this blockage to be cleared. You see the avalanche and it is fucking enormous. This main pass is you're still a couple miles from the actual gates that Giant's Rest sits atop of, but this 60-foot wide road is completely blocked. There is a pile of loose stone 40 feet high, just in a gigantic mound blocking off this road. There's actually like you see some splinters of a busted up wagon underneath some of these larger rocks making up the blockage, and there is a team of gatekeepers, men and women, just flexing their muscles and sweating and shifting just these giant chunks of rock with pickaxes and shovels, just in a very organized effort. But there's a shit ton. And Hektor, you see Kent, your rival, the member of the Gatekeeper clan, with his massive biceps and his sleeveless shirt, and he's barking commands, and people are like scurrying around listening to him. It's like, all right, weaklings, let's get going. Move it. Come on, move it. Let's go.
I just turn back to Zurabak and Rilla, and that's Kent. He's an asshole.
He seems very weak.
Also my dearest friend.
I was about to say, so far you've described someone as the worst, and now someone as an asshole, and yet you are also best friends with everyone? Is that how this works?
This is correct.
Okay.
Also,
You should try growing up with him. It's really confusing, says Cedric.
Also, so far, we've literally ran into my two least favorite people in all of the entire mountains.
Hektor, I really appreciate that. As your brother, it means a lot.
I wasn't whispering to you, Cedric.
No,
I love you, brother.
Yeah, I love you too, asshole. Get your hand off my shoulder. As you guys are going back and forth, you hear, unfortunately, from the top of this rubble, "Hey, is that Hektor? What the fuck are you doing here, man? I thought you ran off to go be an adventurer." And you turn around and you see Kent theatrically removing his shirt as he scampers down this small hill of rubble and comes to a stop. Beth has removed herself from the table to blow her nose, and I'm just calling her out on her shit. No one gets away with it. No, you're killing it. Thanks for that. But yeah, so Kent like skids to a stop in front of you guys. Well, the prodigal son returns. You know, your dad's pretty fucking pissed at your shenanigans.
Are you a goat?
Who the fuck is this guy? Why does he have a skull on his face?
Tell me where the goats are.
Look, bro, I don't know what crazy goat shit you're on, but you need to step down. And he flexes, and you see this guy's got the biggest biceps you've ever seen. He totally skipped leg day.
I lean into Hektor.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
seems very weak and pitiful.
He seems top heavy.
Easily toppled.
As is tradition, I pop off my shirt, and I also start flexing and just bump into him.
All right, man, you know what? I don't got time for this right now. I've got Gatekeeper business to do, okay? Your dad put me in charge of clearing out all this rubble, okay? I'm trying to get business going. I'm trying to get trade going through, okay? I guess you can just
And
take
then
your...
we could have like a rival like ski off, right? Is that what happens next?
Down Danger Mountain.
Yeah.
Look, if we're talking about skiing, I'll throw down right now. What are we talking about? Like, we talking about skiing? Is this babe over here talking about skiing? What's going on? By the way,
but if
listen, babe, if you're traveling with this guy, you got the wrong idea about the Gatekeeper clan, okay? This is where it's at, and he flexes. His biceps just enormous, completely outshining all the rest of his muscles. He totally skipped leg day.
Look, Kent, I'm not here to talk about that time in which I completely embarrassed you in arm wrestling. I'm here to ask questions about what caused this avalanche.
It was
Cedric
the
said
goats.
Grimlocks.
Same thing.
Yeah, okay.
You have no idea.
I'm excited.
Yeah, okay, daddy's boy, fine. Yeah, we had some Grimlocks. This fucking eyeless bastards running around causing a bunch of trouble. I don't know what got into them. I thought we had them pretty well suppressed. But, yeah, it started causing all kinds of fucking havoc. I mean, the fuckers can't even see. Like, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how they could manage to bring half the fucking mountain down on our heads. But, yeah, it's like a big problem.
Yeah, that seems questionable.
Look, so our scouts said the mountain came down. They saw some fucking Grimlocks running away when it happened. Luckily, no one fucking died. Like, not that it matters to you. I'm getting progressively more brink as I'm going, and I don't hate it. I'm aware of it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
From where did they see the Grimlocks running?
Like, around the high pass?
Okay. Are any of the scouts that witnessed this here? Somebody with a first-hand account?
Hektor, like, you are so annoying. I swear to God. Is this you putting on your investigator hat? Ooh, I'm investigating the mystery of the avalanche.
I do not currently own a hat. However, if I did have an investigator hat, I would be wearing it right now. Now tell me the information I need to know. Or else.
Yeah, all right, man. If it gets you out of my face so I can go back to, like, gatekeeper business, sure. Claudius, come on, man. Daddy's boy wants to talk to you. Yeah, he's back. It's like, what the fuck, another member of your clan, Claudius, who is sort of Kent's, like, little right-hand man, comes scampering over this large pile of rubble and slides down to a stop. It's like, what's up, Hektor? What's going on?
It's good to see you, Claudius. Kent, I'm done with you now, so you may now go back to being in charge of moving rocks, a job in which you are terribly, exactly correctly qualified for. Goodbye. Claudius.
Yeah, what's up?
Grimlocks. Avalanches. Tell me everything.
Goats.
There was
Maybe.
an avalanche, and I saw some Grimlocks. Like, probably did it.
Where did you see the Grimlocks? How many Grimlocks did you see? What time of day was this? When was this?
Bro. All right. Okay. So, it's like a week ago, I was scouting out the high pass. Somebody lost their goats. It was up there.
We should find them.
Trying to get their goats back. And, these fuckers scamper, bro. So, I went to go, like, wrangle them or whatever. And in one of the old, like, blown out strongholds, the side of the high pass, there's, like, so some Grimlock signs, some scat, a couple, they're shitty stone weapons, like, I was scoping out the scene or whatever. And before I know it, like, half the fucking mountain's, like, coming down on my head. Like, I almost didn't make it. I had to, like, dude, totally shred that mountain. I was skiing like you wouldn't believe, bro. It was nar. But, yeah, some Grimlocks ran off.
Oof, Sam.
What?
No, please, continue.
Look, you're from a barbarian clan that lives in the mountains. If you think there aren't, like, shitty ski bros in your tribe, you're fucking kidding me.
Didn't say anything but oof, Sam.
Look, bro, shit was nar. I don't even know what to tell you. Like, what's your deal? Hektor, you're being super weird. I'm in the fiction. Like, what are you even talking about?
Thank you, Claudius. I think that's all I needed to hear.
Are you like gonna be like guiding someone through here, or like are you gonna help clean this up, or like what's your plan, bruh? Like what's up?
Currently, my plan is to save the entire realm from the glyph purge, and also to try and save the entire gates from this Grimlock problem. You guys continue your wonderful, important efforts to fix the damage that they caused, and I will go try and root out the problem from its very core.
Did you find the goats?
That's a good point. Did you?
I mean, luckily goats are like super good at jumping. So like I found them, and then the mountain came down on me, and I was like killing it, just shredding it on some Narnar shit. But like the goats like jumped to safety, so I think they're still up there or something. I don't know. We've been busy, man.
Grimlocks and goats. I think we found our next adventures.
Yeah, it's heavy shit.
We
man.
must save the goats.
Do they sound intimidating if they belong to someone?
Just means something scarier made their friendship.
Yeah, it sounds like some heavy shit or whatever, man. Like, good luck. Hey, is that an elf?
No.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, bro.
By the way, Rilla, I don't know if I ever told you, none of us have ever seen elves before, ever.
How are you the one who's been the most okay with that then?
He's polite. He's too polite to say anything.
Also,
You're his
like,
best friend.
Everything, like, from where we started, everything was new to me.
Yep.
So it was like, oh yeah, you're an elf, but also this is a swamp. And look, is that like a body of water?
Yeah.
That's not just like a small spring?
Also, like, yeah, all of the elves live in the Springvale Forest. You are a rare commodity. You're not a commodity.
You are a commodity.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's
you're
not my problem.
You're not
also,
a commodity.
But I'm real close to using prestidigitation to like hide my ears, and I don't want to go that route.
It's strange. It's
Could
almost
just
as
wear a
if,
hood.
It's almost as if you left the Springvale Forest to gain anonymity, but you've only been thrust into a more unique niche in the world outside.
And they don't even know I use magic yet.
No, they don't. Do you use prestidigitation in front of this super Narnar bra?
Narnar.
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 Sorry. So you guys leave? You guys leave?
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Okay. So yeah.
We know where the goats are now.
Yeah.
So important.
So you guys head back to Sebastian. And Rilla, I will say, just staying on theme, do you wear a hood or anything to cover your ears?
No.
Okay.
Not currently.
You get looks from the traders and all the people in the caravans.
Yeah, I think we specifically said that Rilla wears her hair in like a ponytail. So
Yeah.
her ears are very prominent.
Yeah, you do get some looks.
It's never been an issue
Right.
before.
Right. Yeah,
I mean,
don't get me wrong. Zurabak's getting just as many looks. He's a barefoot half-orc with a skull painted on his face.
And a top hat.
I'm also staring back at them
Oh, sure. No,
menacingly.
you two are rather exotic commodities. Sorry, listeners. I'm going to tone that one down. So you guys get back to the end of the line. You can see there's actually a couple of traders that have started to like stack up behind where Sebastian was, and Sebastian's wagon is gone. He waves at you all from this like side road leading off of this main broad boulevard to the mountain, and he says, "Oh, up here! I've made a new friend." And you guys see that his wagon is parked beside a train of 5 smaller wagons. These are more like homesteader wagons. They've got very large, high wheels with like a canvas cover on top. And these are all pulled by dogs, which is the fucking weird thing you notice about them. As you guys head up the small side road to where Sebastian is parked next to those other wagons, you see that these wagons are actually, it wasn't the distance, they're just hella small. They are sized for someone about Sebastian's height, gnome height, and they're pulled by these teams of dogs that are lashed in these elaborate harnesses to the fronts of these wagons. And you also see teaming around a whole bunch of incredibly short people. You see a bunch of halflings running around. Diminutive, 3-foot tall humanoids with vaguely pointy ears and large inquisitive eyes, darting around, checking on their wares, strapping things down, and seemingly preparing for an arduous trek through the high mountains. A lot of them are throwing heavy coats and parkas around themselves. And Sebastian says, "Friends, over here. I've met the leader of this merchant caravan. Allow me to introduce Inga." And Sebastian gestures to a elderly halfling woman who is wearing a simple brown dress. Her hair is drawn back in a bun with streaks of gray. She has a very large mole under one of her eyes. And she says, "Greetings. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Inga Hilltopple."
Vampires.
Inga, it is lovely to make your acquaintance. I am Hektor, the Gatekeeper.
Ah, the wayward child of the chieftain, yes? I've been told of your father's disappointment in your life choices. It's a difficult road ahead for you, yes?
It's a difficult road ahead for all of us. The high road. Grimlocks and goats await us.
Ah, well, it will be nice to have adventurers like yourselves to accompany us. We were hoping for the standard fare of the Gatekeeper clan, but I see we have more exotic fare for this journey.
An escort such as this required special help.
I'm here for the goats.
He doesn't know what goats are, so don't tell him, please. It's my entertainment right now.
Oh, I think we shall both enjoy the hilarity of that revelation, my dear. And your name is?
I'm Rilla. Long Shadow.
Rilla, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Inga Hilltopple. It is interesting to see an elf so far from the Springvale Forest. I have not seen an elf for 5 years outside of your homeland.
Who'd you see? There aren't that many of us.
No, I suppose there are not. An elderly woman. She seemed, how do you say, hell-bent for leather on some errand or another.
Was her name Arafin?
I apologize, I did not catch her name.
That sounds like my aunt. I'm looking for her. Where was she?
Oh, she was, that is the unfortunate part. She was close to the Badlands. If you've never been, they are treacherous and horrible. The least favorite part of our route through these wonderful lands of ours. And you, the spooky one in the corner. I'm Inga Hilltopple. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. And what would your name be?
Zurabak, king of the shocker lizards.
They're all dead, though.
Doesn't make me any less a king.
Zurabak, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I can tell from your aesthetic you are going to be the strong and silent type, yes?
Probably.
We will get along just fine. She turns back to you all. I have been running my caravan in these lands for my entire life. My daughters and I can tell you what settlements need how much wool and what time of year off the top of our heads. These are troubling times. Having extra security will be nice for us on our travels. And of course, we have some supplies if you wish to do trade. And Bard is useful to get us into, well, nearly any settlement. You are traveling quite a long way, yes? Sebastian tells me you're headed to Ever Spring.
Yep.
Indeed.
Those are words he said.
Yes, Sebastian, this one is a lively one. I can see that. He sure is! Well, if you'll have us, we can provide company, cover. I've not been told of the nature of your mission, only that it is imperative that you reach the lore masters on the top of that far-off mountain. I would be happy to travel along with you, if you wouldn't mind lending us a hand with any nefarious sorts we may run into out there in the world. I can tell the three of you have not seen much of this island we call home. It may do you good to have a more worldly traveling companion.
I've seen quite a bit of it. Have you noticed the view from the top here?
To see and to experience, my boy, two very different things.
Yeah, but you said see.
Huh? You have me there. Forgive me. I'll have to watch myself around you. Yes? So adorable. She pinches your cheek.
I bend all the way over
Yep.
to allow her to do that.
Yep.
I assume that's how you were talking to her. You just got on her level.
Yeah. Just immediately.
Like
at that
immediately, yeah.
point. Allow me to introduce my daughters, my pride and joy, and our most veteran outriders. And she,
I assume that's what every gatekeeper said ever. Every time someone mentions daughters. Even the female ones. Ooh, daughters.
Let me find my notes real quick. Thought I had those out there.
Hey, we're a very insular community. When somebody introduces themselves to us.
And their daughters.
Oh, hey. People.
So
Like,
Inga,
brings that fresh blood in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta keep it
Helps with the family
stirring.
tree.
Inga snaps her fingers, and two other halfling women, far younger. One with very dark raven black hair, and one with just gleaming bright red hair. Come riding up, also on very large dogs, and yeah, you realize that these halflings are so small that they're using these mastiffs as mounts, like you'd ride a horse. They come up on just agilely, like riding on the backs of these giant hounds who sniff excitedly around your dog, Book, and Book, goes crazy. Rutherford's hackles kind of rise a little bit around all these dogs. Mm-hmm. These are my daughters, Helga and Olga. They are our most experienced outriders and in charge of scouting, security.
Which one's which?
That is a very good question. Olga is the red-haired firebrand over there, and Helga is the raven-haired one. If you need anything, you have only but to ask. As I said, I hope to make this a fruitful relationship moving forward, and we do have supplies if you need to restock. We are always accepting gold, especially from our friends. But
That's the way to do it.
Indeed. But I suppose we should get on our way, yes? The light, it fades rather quickly.
Before we do, it's very cold up here.
Yes.
I would actually like something like what Hektor has, maybe without the deep V,
Deep V.
but a layer. And Brillo wants to buy a cold weather outfit.
Oh, you poor dear. No protection from the elements.
Yes.
I have just what you need. In many styles as well. That's a good question. Hector, you got some magic boots, so you're totally fine no matter what the weather is. Really, you're buying a cold weather outfit. Zurabak, are you going to waste any money?
They're 8 gold.
No.
Zurabak, do you have the Endure Element spell as a druid?
Yeah, but why
Also,
bother?
fuck it. Also, fuck it. Cool. Dope. So,
Zurabak pretends he doesn't notice.
so Inga Giltoppel takes you over to one of their like canvas-covered wagons, and she pops open a large trunk and pulls out just fur after fur. You see like a fox fur lined hood. There's like a one with bear fur, one with like white wolf fur. What color would you like? We have many to choose from.
So many options.
We have winter wolf fur as white as the driven snow. We have some snug bear fur as black as the darkest night. Fox fur which burns with a crimson. What would you like?
Do you have any brown? And what kind of brown is it?
We have the brown of a gatekeeper's eyes.
I think that a fox fur sounds appealing because I'm from the woods, and that's an animal I know. I mean, there are bears too, but I just feel like fox appeals.
Of course. A lovely fur for a lovely girl. There you are.
Thank you.
And she takes your money and she holds it in her palm and she counts it out and stuffs it into a purse that she's actually carrying like around her neck, which she tucks into her dress. Says, "Well, let us away."
There's a big fluffy hood I pop up,
It
right?
absolutely is a big fluffy hood.
Ooh, and it has little fox ears on it, because why not? That's
yes,
cute.
yes,
Okay.
it sure does. And that's how we got Kauai. No, it's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, you guys gear up and head out. Is there any before you guys head out? Is there any other stuff that you would like to buy?
Is the one with the speech impediment still following us?
If you mean Cedric, Hector's brother, Cedric has some shit to do. Cedric, but that's a very good question.
I
Thank
was
you for
just
that.
curious.
No, it's a very good question.
Hey, you want to point out to Hector, we've now met 3 people, and you hate all of them.
He
Where's
didn't.
someone you
He,
like?
he didn't hate the
Yeah, no.
goon.
I like Claudius.
You like Claudius? It didn't
Yeah.
seem that way.
Well, sure, he's
No,
vapid,
no, no,
but
no. You're confusing. Hector, totally fine with Claudius.
Okay.
Brian had issues with the term narnar.
Okay.
Narnar.
Look, man, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. Sometimes it's just fucking narnar, bro. Like,
I'm going to try to
Oh,
use
I
this in
hate it.
everyday language now. She was totally narnar.
But only around Brian? Because that's the point, correct?
I mean, it's going to be
Shaka
around everybody.
so you guys start to load up. And
What time of day did we get here?
You in the morning, like in the morning. It's
Yeah,
around.
we, like, woke up and found Cedric.
Yeah, you were woken up and found Cedric and marched in here. So it's about noon right now.
Well,
Right now in this moment, it's noon.
If it's how long is it going to take us through the high pass? Because I feel it would be better to traverse it not at night with sightless things that can see.
The high pass takes long.
Sightless things that can see. Let's hold on for a moment first. What does that mean?
I understand what he meant by that.
Grimlocks ain't got no eyes,
Uh-huh.
but they
now,
still see
now,
you.
okay. Now, see, this is one of those times. This is one of those times where player
Grimlocks
knowledge,
do not have eyes.
player knowledge
However,
versus character knowledge. Now,
Yeah, you
if
don't know what a goat is, but you got Grimlocks down.
yeah, you didn't roll a knowledge nature suit. A goat would be.
They described the Grimlocks.
Oh, they said Grimlock. Yeah, they did say Grimlocks don't have eyes and can't see. That was said in fiction.
But they didn't say that they're amazing trackers.
That's true.
I didn't say that.
Grimlocks are actually really good at tracking, despite the fact that they don't have eyes.
Hey.
I know that as a native of this.
Let's all
area.
stop putting
Yeah.
words in each other's mouths and let the dungeon master give you guys some fucking pertinent information.
That's yes, please.
The high pass takes 5 days to get to the mountains.
Ugh.
The low pass, because of all of the security and the like clockwork nature through which the gatekeepers maintain that road, the low pass takes like 2.5 to 3 days. The high pass takes 5 full days.
Now, are you talking to get all the way through the mountains or to get to Giant's Rest?
To get all the way through the mountains.
Okay.
Let's
Can you
jump
get to
over
Giant's Rest
avalanche.
from the high pass?
No.
Okay, that
Yeah.
goes all the way around that.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
the main road, in the main road, Giant's Rest is in the middle, which is why sometimes it takes like 3 days if you want to stop in Giant's Rest and chill for a bit.
Yeah.
But the high pass circumvents
going around
all
that.
of
Okay.
the,
I mean, I knew that.
No, you absolutely did. I should have handed you an index card before we recorded
it's
this
fine.
episode. Cedric says, well, I suppose I'll get on back down and help to clear that avalanche. Don't worry, Hektor. We'll keep an eye on Dad and make sure that he doesn't, get too sore at you. We're all still singing your praises. You're still a favorite. So that's fine. And don't let Kent worry you. He's
Very top heavy.
Yes, he's very. That's what I was. That's the word. Top heavy. Thank you. God, I was trying to think of way to describe that for
Tiny
days.
legs.
He's
So tiny.
He skips leg day like every day. He skips it every day. You gotta get a well-rounded workout. He just doesn't. It's all biceps with him.
Kent is, of course, an asshole. But he also does mean well for our community. So, I can't hate him too much.
That's good for you. I'll hate him enough for the both of us. Bye! And Cedric turns on a heel and heads back down to assist with the clearing of this rubble. And you guys start a-rolling. Now, real quick, you guys are traveling with Inga Hiltoppel. This is a merchant caravan that is fully stocked. You guys basically are traveling with a general store. So, is there any gear or stuff you want to buy? I believe with your last mission, you each got 200 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Rilla, you just bought a winter outfit, but if there's any mundane items you guys would like to purchase, they're fully stocked. So, go if y'all want to go shopping real quick. That's a thing.
I have no use for the mundane.
Understood. Oh my god. That's like the shittiest like Ivy. Oh god, it's like the shittiest like poetry major's tattoo. I have no use for the mundane.
Where would it be? Shoulder? Possibly. No. I think shoulder.
Framing the collarbone.
Ooh.
Yeah. No use for the mundane, Like, oh shit, I'm going surfer.
You're going surfer with
right
it.
there, yep.
It's real easy to do, apparently.
For me, it is. Look, man, there's a lot of NPCs. I got to make voices for all of them. I'm just trying to stick to themes.
Yeah.
And you're from the cast of Giant's Rest is a bunch of villains
Look,
from
at
an
the
80s
end of
sports
all of
movie.
this, we're going to have a ski competition so we can save the lodge.
Oh god, I can't wait for the ski competition to save the lodge. It's gonna be great.
We obviously have to build a giant ramp to jump off.
Oh yes! Someone's got to clear Devil's Gulch. You'll never make it. You have to believe in me, Kimberly. Don't do it. You'll die.
Oh, Kimberly even works, so she's got a K in her name.
Naming conventions.
That's you don't understand the naming convention.
The K is for his family. Other families probably have other sorts of naming conventions.
Well, no, Brian's naming convention is that every member of his family has names with C's in them that he's replaced with K's, which in a game world where writing doesn't exist is just for him. That's just for Brian in the real world.
Yes, and it's very important to me.
It's very important to him,
So she
folks.
had to be like Catherine, and then it's like, well, see, shit,
yeah,
that goes
see,
either way.
it's hard.
Ah!
It's hard.
That's
C name.
why I have them all written down.
And that's why I have some of them written down.
Also,
You
Zurabak
should
is
have
totally
11
going.
Do you have 11 siblings written down? You should have all 11 siblings and my 2 parents.
How about you don't worry about what I got on my side of the screen, bruh?
I handed you the piece of paper.
Brian, you're getting hella narnard. I need you to calm that shit down.
Also, Zurabak is forever going to call himself King of the Shocker Lizards.
And I could not be more delighted at that title. That's fucking great. You're the first one to achieve royalty. Good job.
You killed all your subjects.
They died in a natural disaster.
He did not kill any of them, technically. A dragon raged through their environment.
chasing him.
No.
fighting a giant crocodile.
He disarmed. He disarmed them, and then Cask and Gator kind of smashed through the wall into that room. And they all electrocuted the shit out of Cask. I don't know. Maybe Gator brought him back. Who's to say? I don't know. Maybe,
I'm still their king.
maybe they'll be back for the finale. I don't fucking
I'm
know.
just gonna keep adding list of animals I'm the king of. Soon I'll be king of the goats.
Oh goodness.
You're gonna be so disappointed.
The first goat. I love that you guys are on the road. Real's just like, dude, goats are not that fucking badass, dude. I'm telling you. They're like shitty.
I'm sure that the Grimlocks committed this act of avalanche on behalf of their goat masters.
You use them to make cheese, okay? They're not.
Versatile.
The most evil kind of cheese.
They're like shitty, dumb horses. They're like
But smaller.
They're shitty mini horses that are pissed all the time. But so do you guys buy some stuff? You're free to buy like crap. Is there anything you guys want to buy or?
No, I don't think I'm buying anything.
Okay.
Do they have any more terrible presents I can get for my sister?
Something
gatekeeper themed.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to buy
rock.
I mean, the Gatekeeper clan is nothing if not industrious. If you want to buy an official
Gatekeeper
Yes.
rock.
souvenir Gatekeeper rock, Parker, stop writing this. Let me do it. Let me do it. Yeah, if you'd like to buy an official.
Is it like the Florida turtles made out of like shells, but it's just a rock with a rock on its head and rock feet, and they're all like really shittily glued together?
I assumed as much.
No, what I was going to say is the official Gatekeeper commemorative souvenir, which they sell, is a small throwing axe shaped out of stone.
How much is that?
Oh, it's free.
It's free.
For a friend of Hector's, it's free.
Okay.
Cedric like throws these things are like pilot wings. Like Cedric just throws one at each of you before he leaves. So you have a
Excellent.
Gatekeeper stone axe, which is purely decorative, and I mean like tiny. I mean like fit in your pocket
Yeah.
tiny.
I'm collecting terrible knickknacks that Dara can do nothing with, but be mad that I acquired.
These are emotional weapons, not practical ones.
You could have bought a vial of snow.
Or a drinking mug. I'm sure they have classy ones here.
Brian, I'm sorry, I'm unpacking that. Still, you could have bought a vial of snow.
Yeah, we sell vials of snow.
I got you a glass of water. Here you go. You never
Yeah.
seen nothing like this.
But it's
Because there's so little magic left. Yeah, it's not like you can like.
Keep it
Yeah,
snow.
keep it snow.
No.
Yeah, it would melt.
It's just I'm
Yeah,
just-
no, you absolutely don't keep it snow. But you know that used to be snow, which is extremely rare in other parts of this continent.
It's like that magic water from Waterboy, like the Arctic shit. We don't need to reference Adam Sandler. I'm sorry. So you guys make your merry way into the gate. You incorporate Sebastian's large wagon of wonders into the train of wagons, the 5 wagons that Inga commands, and you make your way slowly but surely up, and into the treacherous, dizzying heights of the high pass to make your way to the other side of the gate, and if there's time, investigate the mystery of the Grimlocks.
Goats.
And the goats.
The Grim Goats.
Fuck if there's time.
And that, my dear heroes, is where we will end today.
Bye.
Greetings, dear listeners. It is I, the bard, Sebastian Weaver. I have broken into the studio of the strange man that usually does the As the Dice Turn segment. You know, the podcast after the podcast where we take a deep dive into our player character's psychology, anxiety, their deepest, darkest secrets. It would appear that Rilla, Zurabak, and Hektor have all had scheduling issues, so I've decided that now's the time for me to be able to finally tell a decent story. The land of Meosha, the world in which our quest takes place, is a rich world full of history, full of tales, of adventure, of distant lands, and I, for one, wanted to take the time to share some of these stories with our listeners. So, in lieu of our usual interview with our 3-player characters, who I'm sure you've heard more than enough from already, we're going to be changing things up. I, Sebastian Weaver, Bard Extraordinaire from the College of Everspring, am in control now. But anyway, this is a story about Meosha. When our player characters are unavailable, we'll be interspersing these in an attempt to try to familiarize our listening audience and the nature of the world that we are playing in. So without further ado, I give you our first story, the origins and creation of Meosha itself. In the beginning, before sea and shore, light and dark, land and sky, there was the void. Endless, yawning nothing, stretching in every direction, formless and black. Ruling over the void were 2 gods, eternal beings of infinite power. They looked out over the void and knew only sorrow and boredom. Since there was nothing, nothing happened. Countless ages passed as they gazed over their empty realm, unchanging, uninteresting. And so these gods did what we all do to fill the void, to pass the hours and brighten our minds. They told stories. The first were simple, for they were just beginning. They told stories of light and dark, fire and water, earth and sky. As time went on, the stories grew more complex, good and evil, order and chaos. Narrativa excelled at setting. She imagined places where stories could happen, mountains and rivers and forests. Protos excelled at creating creatures, birds and fish and even men. Before long, their stories grew so complex that even their great minds could not hold them all. It was then that Narrativa had an idea. She gathered strands of her own hair and wove them into a tapestry. It depicted every story they told in careful and loving detail. Soon, the tapestry filled the void. Laid across the nothing that was, Narrativa's creation became the ground beneath our feet, the sun in the sky, the blood in our veins. We are, all of us, a story told by the gods, woven of the essence of Narrativa herself and given life by Protos, threads of the same tapestry. And so it was that Narrativa, goddess of stories, gave form to our world, and Protos, god of heroes, gave life to all things in it. This is the world we live in, and the world that we hope to save. It is a simple tale, but only the beginning. If you'd like to hear more, well, you'll just have to keep listening. This is the Bard Sebastian Weaver, signing off for now. And as always, what does he say? What does that strange... as always, keep those dice turning. Hey there, listeners. It is Sam, your Dungeon Master. Thank you so much for listening to Challenge Rating 0. It means the world to all of us that you are lending us your ears. We got a few things to plug here at the end of the show. As always, our theme song, as well as most of the music you hear in this show, is provided by the harp wolf, Danielle Williams. You can find more of her beautiful music at danielletaylorharp.bandcamp.com. She has a new album out called Why Are We Surprised When Seasons Change? It is incredible, and you should absolutely listen to it. You can find that again at danielletaylorharp.bandcamp.com. I want to give a quick shout out to our friends at the Blinders Off
Podcast. You can find them at blindersoff.show. They are lovely folks that have an incredible local podcast, and they assisted me in learning how to make this podcast. They run regular intro to podcasting classes, and if you purchase tickets on Eventbrite for one of these lovely little classes, you can save $10 if you use the promo code CAST, that is C-A-S-T, at checkout. Again, if you would like to learn how to make your own podcast with these lovely folks here in the St. Louis area, you can save $10 at Eventbrite by using the coupon code CAST, C-A-S-T. If you'd like to get in touch with us here at Challenge Rating Zero, you can find us on Twitter at challenge_ZER, the letter O. We've got an email address that is challengeratingzer, the letter O, all one word, at gmail.com. If you'd like to find us on Twitter individually, Beth is at Dragon, the letter N, Distress. Brian is at Dalabrack, D-A-L-A-B-R-A-C-K. I am at Horace Kemp 3, H-O-R-U-S-K-E-M-P 3. And yeah, that should just... Oh, Brian and I are working another Drinks and Dragons event. For those that don't know, Brian and I do this lovely event at Apotheosis Comics here in St. Louis, where we pair a custom one-shot adventure with a local beer. This one is a Thanksgiving Eve special edition. It's the fourth one we've done, and they've all been very fun. It's nice to get a nice group of people, noobs and experienced players. You come out, you grab a character sheet, grab a drink, make some buds, and go through a little adventure run by either myself or Brian. That is going to be November 27th at 8 p.m. at Apotheosis Comics. You can find that and any other events we are doing on the Challenge Rating Zero Facebook page. That is Drinks and Dragons for the Thanksgiving Eve edition. You can find that on Facebook. Tickets are still available. Come out and see us, y'all. We'd love to see your pretty faces. Again, thank you all so much for listening to the show. It means the world to us. We hope that you keep on listening, that you like, share, subscribe. If you want to go ahead and give us a review on iTunes or tell a friend about the show, that would just be, delicious. Sorry, that got gross there at the end. But thank you for your patronage, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.